Hey, today before we get started, I wanted to give a shout out to Gallup's Gadgets. It's a weekly review of a gadget done by my son, David Gallup, and he's also featured later in this video helping me do the install. For this install, you'll just need a few basic tools. I also suggest taking some photos of your existing controller's wiring, just to make sure that you know how everything is hooked together. Pay attention to the instructions that come with the new unit, and if you get into any trouble, you can always send me a comment or a question or contact Rachio support. They have a wonderful help team that'll respond to you very quick. So today we're installing a wireless controller in place of an old manual style sprinkler system controller. And I'm just pointing out here that where the actual controller was plugged into the ribbon plug, and I'm just looking over all of the connections, and these are actually the wires going to my different zones. This box was, like I said, all manual controls, and I also had a wireless Aerotrol freeze rain sensor wired into this too that I'll be wiring into the new system. So I basically just started disconnecting everything and kind of paying attention to where everything was plugged in on the old unit, noting what went where basically. And you'll see in this next shot that I also identified each of my zones by tagging them with some masking tape and marking on them the zone numbers for each of my sprinkler zones. I don't know that this is necessarily an item that you have to do, but I thought going into it that I needed to pay attention to this so I could put them back in the order basically that I have them in my yard as far as my sprinkler zones are controlled. So I basically just continued with taking everything apart, getting the old box removed from the wall so I could get ready to install the new one. And because of the gauge wire that my sprinkler zones have on them, the actual tech people with this company suggested that we use a junction box and go with a smaller gauge wire for their controller. So you're actually going to see us using the junction box that I'm about to show you in the next picture. We installed the junction box and ran my zone wiring into that box, got everything positioned in place, and then we also ran the smaller gauge wire into the junction box. Here's some junction strips that we used to hook up the wiring from my zones to the new wiring and basically install the controller, and went from there.
You want to just do it like this and then we'll deal with this later?
Yeah, I was gonna read. Yeah.
Okay, come on, puppies. Everybody in. Say,
Yep.
that is
She's in.
Nice.
That's awesome.
We'll be done here pretty quick, y'all.
Yeah, we're almost done because we don't have to be in here for whatever you think.
I'm eating expert.
Man, this is super easy. I'll let you do the last ones.
No, that's fine.
because
I like it. You're being videoed, by the way.
Okay,
I mean, I've been videoing and taking pictures the whole way.
that's
So.
awesome. That's good. I don't think they had, if I remember correctly, they didn't have an option for a wire with more colors.
Right.
That's all those.
That's 1 through 8. Nice.
They don't hit the cover.
Right.
Okay, and then 9 in red and in orange. Alright, that's all those. Then I have this one. Let me know if I need to move one way or the other.
And here's some shots of the finished install, just with the junction box and the actual Rachio controller. And above that is still my existing rain freeze sensor. After we were completely done, I went ahead and cleaned up the cabling a little bit more, and did some just some basic straightening and made sure that everything was secure as it needed to be, and put the covers on and did the pair up. And the cool part that I saved for last, and I think it's one of the neat things about this, is they also have an app. This thing can be controlled via your smart device, your phone or your tablets. Install that app and you can go on there and control everything wirelessly. You don't even have to be at home. You can get on and turn the particular zone on or off, or make adjustments. The app also collects some pretty cool stats. You can go in and check those out. And I'll be doing some more reviews later on as I get more familiar with how to use the device in the actual app, as far as the statistics and some of the history that it gives you and the capabilities of the system. So be sure and check it out. It seems like a pretty cool deal to me. I'm happy. Certainly give it a thumbs up and enjoy.